All right, we're back for the January 2009, Part 1, 16 through 30. Denmark just scored, which is kind of unbelievable. I don't know how this game ends, but we'll see in a few minutes. Axis of symmetry. I'm not sure what you guys just saw, but I just was turning my screen around so I could actually write on this thing. Hopefully you'll remember that the axis of symmetry equation is x equals negative b over 2a. And therefore it has to be an x equals line, which means it can't be this one and it can't be this one. The equation for the axis of symmetry is the line that goes straight up here. Well, that's negative 5, that's got to be negative 3. So x equals 3, as simple as that. Alright, I don't know why they keep asking this silly question. It comes up over and over and over again. 1 is in the set. So I have to either see greater than 0 or equal to 1. Well, that one's greater than 1, that one's greater than 1. It can't be those. So greater than 0 is fine. 4 is in the set, so I have to see equal to 4. There it is. Same stupid question over and over again. Ooh, wow. Okay, tricky question. Not really. Again, if I wanted to, I can do negative 8 stow x, type in the left side, type in the right side, and see if I got it right. If that didn't work, then I would try with negative 1/8, positive 1/8, regular 8, whatever. But the real math way to do this is to multiply through by the common denominator, which is just x. If I do that, these x's cancel. Leaves me 2 minus 3x equals, and the x's cancel here, 26. If I subtract 2 from both sides, I get negative 3x equals 24. Divide by negative 3, I get x equals negative 8. And that is the right answer. Moving down. Alright, as soon as I see this triangle, I'm thinking sine, cosine, or tangent, or Pythagorean theorem. They want to know what the sine of u is. Now, sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So the first thing I can do is label this thing. Here's the hypotenuse. So I know my denominator has to have 17. So it can't be these three. U is here, and the opposite side of u is 15. So it's 15 over 17, which is choice 2. Alright, I can just do the square root of 72 in my calculator, and then I would get 8 point something. Type these in my calculator, I would get 8 point something for one of them. Or I could do it the right way. Square root of 32, square root of 36 times the square root of 2. Square root of 36 is 6, so it's 6 square roots of 2. That's a simple question. Alright, in order to have a add fractions, you have to have a common denominator. Now, if I wanted to, I can just take any random number stored into x, figure out what this is equal to, and then figure out which answer gives us the right one. Or what I can do is just do it the right way, which is to find a common denominator. Doesn't matter to me. To get this to be 15x, which is the common denominator, multiply this times 3 in the bottom times 3. So this is 18. This had to be multiplied by 5, so this gets multiplied by 5. Minus 10, so this is 8 over 15x. Almost done here, like 8 or 9 questions left. Which ordered pair is in the solution set of this? Okay, I'm going to be honest, completely and totally honest with you. I would just type this silly thing into your graphing calculator and look to see which of these points is actually on the graph. If you want to do this a second way, just to make sure that you definitely have the right answer, or you want to check to make sure that you've actually typed things in correctly, plug answers in. Okay, I'm going to start with this one because it's the easiest one to plug in. Does 5, which is the y value, equal 3 times 0 minus 15? No. Next easiest, there really is no another easy one. Let's try this one. knows? Maybe that's the right answer. Does negative 30 equal 3 times negative 5 minus 15? Negative 15 minus 15 is in fact negative 30. Then I got to check it in here, which is just going to be a royal pain in the neck, but we'll do it. Negative 30, does that equal negative 5 squared minus negative 5 minus 20? Negative 30 equal 25 minus, actually it's plus 5 minus 20. That's 30. That doesn't work. Son of a gun. Alright, let's try this one. Does negative 18 equal 3 times negative 1 minus 15? Yes, that's negative 18. Does negative 18 equal negative 1 squared minus negative 1 minus 20? Well, this is 1, and this is plus 1. So that's 2 minus 20 is, in fact, negative 18. So that's the right answer. Holy mackerel, I would expect you to use your graphing calculator on that one. I hope you did. If you don't have one at home, that's kind of the way you had to do it. Okay, survey is going to be most bias. Most bias means it just doesn't seem right. Something was collected wrong. You're going to get bad data. So if you want to know about what kind of television people watch, are you going to ask people, is sporting's a good store? No, they will probably write watch sports. If you ask 25 people entering a grocery store, that's probably doesn't have a lot of bias. That's okay. Randomly serving 50 people at the mall. That seems okay. They'll watch random stuff. Randomly serving 75 people during the day at a clothing store. Well, a clothing store, that you don't really have clothing TV, so there really isn't any bias here, so this is okay as well. So the chance is choice 1. The length of a rectangular room is 7 less than 3 times. What did I tell you to do with less thans? Hopefully you remember I told you with less thans you skip them. Since the width was mentioned second, we'll call this the width. Oh, I told you that you wanted to call the width. So the width, and 7 less than, skip that, 3 times the width is 3w minus 7. Now I got to decide, are they going to ask perimeter, where I add, or area, where I multiply? Represents the area of the room. They're always going to ask area. Very seldom they ask perimeter. So we're going to multiply. So it's w times 3w minus 7. Oh, great. Not one of my answers. So then I have to distribute. That's 3w squared. That eliminates those. And then w times minus 7 is negative 7w. There she is. A fraction is only undefined when the denominator equals 0. So don't just get in the monkey. Oh, look, a 0. Oh my God, there it is. Oh my gosh. No, come on, guys. Really, seriously. I'm serious. I'm serious about this. I'm serious. Gotta check it. Don't do stupid things. Don't care about the numerator. Only care about when the denominator equals 0. So x squared minus 9 equals 0. We'll do our little factoring thing. X plus 3, x minus 3, little t-chart, x equals negative 3, x equals positive 3. There are your answers. There are my answers. Kabam! That was fun. If you're listening to this and you think I'm nuts, yeah, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, watching a soccer game, making videos for you guys. Oh my gosh, life doesn't get any better. Parallel lines have the same slope. So the slope of this line, oh my gosh, they're so tricky. The slope of this line is negative 2. So I got to find out which one of these silly things has a slope of negative 2. Certainly isn't that one that has a slope of negative 4. It certainly isn't that one that has a slope of positive 4. So it must be one of these two. And of course, they're going to require us to do a little work. Bring the 4x over, so I get 2y equals negative 4x plus 5, divide by 2, and it looks like I have negative 2 there. Here I would bring the 2x over and divide by 4, and I would get negative a half. That's not what I want. Choice 1 is the right answer. And what will be this, just for fun, what will be the slope of a line that would be perpendicular to this? Anybody? Anybody? Bueller? Bueller? Anybody? How about positive 1/2? Remember, we're going to flip this. This is negative 2 over 1 and change its sign. Getting close. Okay, oh shoot. What is the product of this? Okay, so if I multiply 8.4 times 4.2, don't know what that is. 8.4 times 4.2 equals. So it's 35.28. 35.28 times 10 to the, and don't forget, we add these exponents. 11. I bet that's one of the answers. Oh, look at there it is. Cross it off. You cannot have scientific notation unless the decimal point is here. One number to the left of the decimal point. Be very, very careful. So to do that, we got to change this to 12. And the answer then would be choice 4. Each time the spinner lands on orange, she wins a prize. Orange. If Kesha spins the wheel twice, what is the probability she'll win a prize on both? Okay, so to win a prize, let's see, how many, 8 equal parts. So to win a prize the first time is 1/8. And means multiply, and she has to win on the second one, which means she also has to be 1/8. That's 1/64. Choice 1. Moving down. Kesha. Isn't that a singer? Well, maybe start singing. Just as I look at this, remember this is the min. This is the max. This is Q1, Q2, or the median. This is Q3. I have no idea what this problem's asking about. What conclusion can be made from this plot? Let's see, it's total tickets sold. Data, the number of tickets sold in hundreds. In hundreds. So just in case you're wondering, this would be 900. This would be 600. This would be 400. God, that's fun to say. And this would be 100. So the second quartile is 600. Well, that would be the third quartile. The mean of the attendance is 400. You can't talk about the mean of anything when you're dealing with the box and whisker plots, but they put that on there to mess with you. It's the median. That's the median. The range is 300 to 600. No, another stupid question. Where the heck did that happen? How did I get that? I have no idea what that is. 25% of the attendance is between 300 and 400. 25% right here. Absolutely. Tough question. Kind of tricked you. Stay dead. Which graph represents a function? Remember, a function will pass the vertical line test. All of these fail except for that one. Yay, done. Oh yeah, part 2 through 4 coming next. Don't be lazy. Check it out.